This is King George. King George is 3 years old. He is the most important goat we have here. And if you want to pay 10 million for it, I wouldn't, I wouldn't sell him. There are 4 classes of goats. We have class 1, the pedigree class. They are the most expensive. In fact, in auctions, the highest amount I've seen a pedigree class goat sold was $53,500 for one goat. A straw of semen from King George costs about $50-60. Okay, one ejaculation can give you 20-30 straws, and you can harvest it 2-3 times a week. So do your calculation. So you see why I said if you pay me 10 million, I will sell him. Generally, people believe that agriculture is not profitable. Many people believe it, especially those of us from the southeast. Okay, we are into trading and so on. But that's not just false. It's unfair, because I believe that agriculture is growing your wealth naturally. Natural wealth growth.
Today, we meet up with Dr. Abraham Godson, a 2-time senator in Poland who left Europe to Nigeria to rear goats under his company name, the Pilgrim Ranch Limited, and is now teaching other Nigerians how to build wealth through goat rearing business.
Why did you really decide to leave Poland to come back to Nigeria to do this? In our time now, everybody is talking about Jackpot leaving Nigeria, but you are coming back. And do you regret your decision of coming back?
No, I don't. I lived in Poland for 25 years. I have not completely left Poland. I still do stuff in Poland. I still travel to Poland, and that's another thing. Wherever you are, please don't leave that place completely. Don't uproot yourself completely. I think it's important. The main reason I did that is I've won several elections, served, they've done a lot of things. But each time I think about my own country, I'm filled with sorrow. And there's no way we can really do this unless you are on ground. There have been a lot of disappointments, a lot of hopes that were not met. But I do not regret it. We have only one home. No matter where we are in the world and how good we are feeling in those places, we only have one motherland, and that motherland is Nigeria.
If you like this content, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.
Welcome to Pilgrim Ranch and Pilgrim Ranch Demonstration Farm. My name is Dr. John Abraham Godson, and I'm the owner of Pilgrim Ranch. Let me just tell you a little about myself. I come from an agricultural family. My father was my agric master in the secondary school. He himself was a graduate of agriculture from UNN, and I studied agriculture as my first degree, graduated in 1992, and worked for some time at the International Institute of Tropical Agriculture, IITA, in Ibadan, before I left Nigeria for Poland in 1993. And I lived in Poland for 25 years, served in various capacities, amongst others as district councillor, deputy mayor of my district, twice as city councillor, and twice as a senator, the first black senator in Poland. And then after living in Poland for 25 years, I decided to come back to Nigeria. Now, when I was thinking about coming back to Nigeria, I was also thinking about what I was going to be doing, how I was going to be giving back. And I didn't have any doubt that it was going to be in agriculture. Why agriculture? Well, Nigeria currently has a population of a little over 200 million people. In the next 25, 26 years, it's going to be 400 to 450 million people to be the third largest, most populous country in the world. And so I believe that the issue of food security, food production, that it is very, very important. And in Nigeria, we have issue of herder farmer, clashes. I have experienced that myself, but that in a minute. And so I believe that agriculture is a very, very strategic and a very important area, not just as a business, because people must eat, but also um, for security reasons. Because when you have this number of people, this number of population, and people are not able to feed themselves, you can imagine what that would lead to. That was how I came up with Pilgrim ranching generally, because we have issue of this farmer had a crisis clashes. Why goats? Basically, in the south of Nigeria, unlike in the north where they prefer, rams and sheep, in the south we prefer goats, and most of the goats that we consume come from the north. And also, the sizes of the goats we have in Nigeria are very small. The West African dwarf weighs a maximum of 25 kilograms. Sokoto red in the north weighs a maximum of 35 kilograms, and the Sahelian that you see in the upper north and even in Niger, Chad, Mali, they weigh up to 57 kilograms. So one of the things we decided to do was to increase the carcass size of our local goats through crossbreeding. In Nigeria also, we know that dairy goats are not very popular. Goat milk is not popular, but goat meat is very, very popular, especially in the south. So we decided to choose the meat breeds, the best meat breeds, import them, breed them, and use them for crossbreeding purposes. The meat breeds that we work with are Kalahari Red. Kalahari Red can weigh up to 160 kilograms. Boa can weigh up to 170 kilograms, as you can see very soon. Let me show you some of our livestock. Come in. Here we have a kid. All right. So this is King George. King George is 3 years old. He is the most important goat we have here. He's a Kalahari Red breed. Okay, the males weigh up to 160 kilograms. The females weigh about 80 kilograms. And over here we have King Charles. King Charles is 2 years old. He's still a youngster. He's still growing. Down here is the most naughty goat we have here. Is King William, but I call him William the Destroyer. He destroys everything. If another goat is on heat, William will just break out to go and meet that goat. Our goats are imported and flown in from South Africa. The price of importation depends on the class of goat. There are 4 classes of goats. We have class 1, the pedigree class. They are the most expensive. In fact, in auctions, the highest amount I've seen a pedigree class goat sold was $53,500 for one goat. The class 2 goats, the pedigree class goat, that's the class 1, they come with a pedigree certificate that shows the genetic line of that goat to the 5th generation. The second class is the commercial class goat. They are pedigree class goats, but they don't come with a pedigree certificate. The third class is the field goats. These are goats that are reared in the field. Many times inbreeding can be the effect, and inbreeding is usually when a father mates with a daughter, or a son with a mother, or a brother with a sister, and they don't attain their genetic potential, and there is some regression in the process, so they won't be able to attain that 160 kilogram, maybe 90, 100. And then the final class of goats are cull goats, C-U-L-L. Now, cull goats are goats that have one defect or the other, and they are basically sold as meat. You don't want to breed such goats. Pedigree glass goats, you can, like I said, the most expensive I've seen was 53,500. In my farm, you can get them for about $4,000, 3,800 to $4,000. Commercial class goats, you can get them for about $3,000. Field goats, you can get them for about $2,000, $2,500. All right. While the call goods, I don't have call goods. Call goods usually happen when you want to, a goat has finished its productive cycle and you want to sell him up. Basically, you sell him as meat. That means it depends on the weight, and usually maybe about 3,000 naira per kilogram. So the body weight will determine. So that's basically that. A goat kid, depending on the quality, they go for between 2.8 and 3 million, and we have orders. People waiting for our kids. Usually, when you win them at the age of 3 months, they pick them up. All right, and then over there is our crossbreeding program, and for the crossbreeding, we use the younger goats. Here we are using Prince Harry. Prince Harry is that young male you see there, and then you see some females that are here, and then you see those ones that are on quarantine. So these goats, for you to be able to crossbreed them, the male, the sire, imported sire, has to be smaller than King Charles or King George. So they are younger. So Prince Harry is only about 15 months old. He's even outgrowing the size. You can see him. So he's the one that does the job. A crossbreed can be, the offspring of crossbreed can be sold for between 350 and even 650,000 naira. And mostly farmers who can't afford the pure line Kalahari Red, they are the ones who buy them to improve the genetic stock of their farms. How profitable is it? It depends on a number of things. The facility you have actually determines a lot. That is the system that you're using, whether you're doing intensive, semi-intensive, or extensive. The best is the semi-intensive, in the sense that you have your own pasture, and so part of the feeding goes off from your head. We are doing intensive system because we don't have a pasture here, and because of that, we source all the feed from outside. The concentrates, the mineral leak, everything comes from outside, and for everything you pay. All right. So that is why is it profitable? I think it is profitable. All right. It depends on who is doing it, and are you doing it skillfully. All right. I'll talk in a minute about some of the challenges, but the various income lines in such a business. Number one is AI. That's artificial insemination. A straw of semen from King George costs about $50-$60. Okay, one ejaculation can give you 20-30 straws, and you can harvest it 2-3 times a week. So do your calculation. So you see why I said if you pay me 10 million, I will sell him.
Is there a market for that?
There is a market for that, but it is a specialistic market. You need to have the equipment, both for the extraction and for the application of the semen. I don't do that because I have them and I do natural mating. But I have a number of clients who are interested. Unfortunately, the companies that do artificial insemination are not many in Nigeria. Most of them are interested in or are focusing on cattle and horses. All right. The second stream of income is pure line breeding. I've already told you how much it costs, to sell a kid from these goats. And then the third stream of income is crossbreeding. Crossbreeding. Now imagine you bring in 200 local goats. Let's say you pay 50,000 for the 200 local goats, and then you have one or two of the imported breed that cost you, say, 4 million. All right, and or maybe you bought them when they were kids for, say, for 3 million. Now, gestation period 5 months. Now, after 5 months, let's say that they gave birth to just one, the 200 goats. Now that's 200 kids. If you decide to sell those 200 kids, do your calculation. If we are selling between 350 and 650,000 per crossbreed, let's say we choose an average of 400,000. How much are you making from 200 kids? 80 million. All right. But the important thing is you need to have space for them. All right. One of the reasons we are selling off kids and so on is because we don't have space. So as they're multiplying, we're selling off. All right. And then the final source of serious income is the milk. We have one goat there that we are milking, and we have off-takers. A Kalahari red doe can give you up to 1.5 liters of milk in a day, and goat milk is the best milk. It's better than cow milk, especially for those who are suffering lactose intolerance or allergy and so on. We have a lady from Kenya here in Abuja who buys from us because the kid is sick. Not sick, he has allergy to cow milk. And 1 liter of this goat milk is 6,000 naira. 1 liter of cow milk goes for about 1,000 naira. So you can see the difference. So for those who decide to go into dairy goat, it's very lucrative. Unfortunately, though, goat milk is not very popular here in Nigeria. In Poland, for example, they rear goats, but not for meat. They rear goats for the milk, and it is premium milk. And there are other peripheral areas of making money, like goat manure. Everything you've seen here, maybe we can go over to the other side. Everything you've seen here was planted using goat manure. No fertilizers. All right, you can see. And the beautiful thing about them, number one, is that they don't smell. Number two is that they are pelletized, or they're in large granules, which means that the nutrients are released gradually. Okay, it's not washed off. You can just see all this. The nutrients are released gradually throughout the year, and that makes it a very good fertilizer. Unlike poultry manure can blight your plants, all right, because of the concentration. Okay. So you can have a look at our green section. So everything that we have here, was planted with goats manure. What are the challenges in rearing some of these goats? The very first challenge, of course, is the sheer cost of purchasing them. They are not cheap, and if you are not knowledgeable, you can lose them to mortality. I mean, it's something as losing a local goat of 50,000, and it's another thing losing a goat of 5 million. All right. So that is the very first challenge. The second challenge that may be faced is the issue of feed, their food, especially if you're doing intensive system. If you're doing intensive system, that means you need to bring their food from outside. Sourcing that food is not cheap. All right. The granite hay is just one of them. There are other things we give them, so you have to source all of them. When goats are outside, they're able to fend for themselves. The next challenge that we have is when there is a disease outbreak. Right, when there's a disease outbreak, a disease outbreak can actually wipe out your entire herd, which is why we are very, very careful and very keen on biosecurity. Making sure that everything, things are clean, that all the animals are doing well. For those who are doing extensive or semi-intensive, one of the challenge they may have is theft, especially if you are in an area that is not secured. A painful story that goes with my coming back was the fact that our farm, because we've not always been here, our farm was in Abia State, in Isuochi, Abia State. We had a 600 hectare farm there. In 2018, we were attacked and more than 30 goats were poisoned, imported goats, and these are not cheap goats. 4 dogs poisoned, and our cattle rustled. And because I was kind of apprehensive for the life of my staff, we decided to evacuate there, and that was how we started here in Abuja. One of the most important things that we do here is consultancy, capacity building, and training. In the past 7 years, we have trained more than 3,000 people in the area of modern commercial goat rearing, and we set up this demonstration farm for them to see a model of what such a system can look like. We are working on setting up regional hubs, one close to Lagos and one in Abia for the east. Our trainings are basically 3 parts. The first part is the intensive on-site theoretical part. The second part is the internship that lasts for about 1 week, and then the third part is the online networking that happens for as long as you want. Now, the total cost for our training currently is 140,000 naira. There are discounts. There are discounts for groups, there are discounts for early birds, and there are discounts for those of you who are subscribers to this channel. And instead of 140,000, 100,000 is what we charge for early birds, for those who come in groups, and for those who subscribe to this channel. Just let us know that you are a subscriber of this channel. The internship, after the official, the theoretical part, the internship part depends on you. It's optional. Some people do for 1 day, some people do for the complete 1 week. It's a time when participants they observe what we do from morning to evening, just to see hands-on how handling these goats work. While the online part, you'll be migrated to our WhatsApp and Telegram platform, where you're able to network with others, see those who have done the training earlier and how they are faring, how their farms are doing. There are testimonies, people when their goats deliver, they share that story, they share their struggles. And so it is not just a one-time thing, it is a journey that starts with the on-site training.
The major training itself, what's the duration?
The major training, that's the on-site training, is 1 day. It's 1 day. It usually happens on a Saturday from 9 o'clock till 3 o'clock. That is the on-site training that we talk about everything. And then the optional internship lasts for 1 week. And the online is up to you how long you want to be on our platform. We also have a club, the Boa and Kalahari Red Goat Club, with more than 40,000 members. We have an association also, Boa and Kalahari Red Goat Breeders Association. It's 6 years now. I started off as the chairman of the board of trustees. Currently, I'm the president of the association. Another thing that way of, my way of giving back is through the Pilgrim Ranch Agribusiness Institute agripreneur mentoring program that we started in 2019. Every year I choose 100 young people under 35 that I mentor in the area of agribusiness. This is the 6th year. This year we had more than 500 applicants. We were able to choose 100, and so their training covers, scholarships, internships, and various aspects, to expose them to the area of doing agriculture as a business. About 3 years ago, we started building this facility, the Agribusiness Institute, that has accommodation also for our participants, and it also serves as a guest house. Agriculture is growing your wealth naturally, natural wealth growth. Think of a palm plantation or goat rearing, and I use the example. One of the states gave out goats to their best students, and some people were laughing at that. And in my opinion, that was a wonderful initiative, because after 5 years, those kids that received 2 female goats, they had a herd of goats, of more than 20. All right. And so this is something that grows naturally. And I also encourage people, to follow the Jewish system of wealth creation. And the Jewish system of wealth creation, allocates wealth into 3. Okay. The first one is livestock. You're not rich unless you have livestock. The second one is real estate. The third one is your business that gives you cash flow. So COVID has shown us that you may have money, but if you don't have food, you're a poor person. So I encourage everyone, produce part of the food you eat. And goats are very, very, they are wonderful animals to manage. They multiply naturally, and if you do them well, with time, your herd would grow. So all those people who believe that the only way to make money is trading is fine, but I encourage you, please diversify. It's important for you to be able to grow part of what you eat.
For those who want to probably retire into doing goat business or any kind of business, as an elderly person, what would be your advice for those who are looking to retire for the future?
My advice is don't wait until you retire. Start off small. Make your mistakes. Don't waste your mistakes. Learn from your mistakes. Don't wait, please. Do not wait until you retire. Start off as soon as possible. The second thing I want to advise is make sure you have the right people, because without the right people, your investment will be run down. Unfortunately, people of integrity, they are very rare, very scarce in Nigeria. And then thirdly, please train. Build the capacity of people around you. Build your own capacity. In fact, the first person that should come for the training is you, so that you will be knowledgeable and be able to supervise your staff intelligently and in an informed way. And then finally, there will be upheavals, there will be challenges, there will be hurdles. Never ever give up. Keep on at it.